This has got to be the wildest free agency ever. Why in the fuck? Why in the fuck is Giannis on the fucking Heat? Kawhi to the fucking the Raptors. Jaylen Brown on the 76ers. So let me stop right there. That is the dumbest trade. Between that and the LaMelo Ball trade, that is the dumbest trade. That I can really think of. And majority of the dumbest trades I can think of all have one common denominator, and that's Paul George. Paul George is always the butt of every dumbass trade. He got traded for Shea. He got traded for who else? Couple of niggas, man. I don't feel like neither one of them were equal trades. Obviously, with all respect to Paul George, he's one of the legends, one of the GOATs. Loved him when he was in Indiana. It's 2026 now, though. I don't feel like no version of Paul George since 2017 can fuck with Jaylen Brown, especially now. And I don't like how niggas forget that Jaylen Brown is Jaylen Brown and act like he's not the nigga that be carrying his team. I don't like how they don't acknowledge that he should have been at least top 3 in MVP this year. He took them niggas without Jason Tatum to the 2nd seed in the East. Somehow fell to number 6 or 7 in MVP. And niggas just act like he just had an ass season and got his ass up out of here. Now, to try to give some type of grace to the Celtics front office, he explained it and said it was for cap space, and that's understandable because in the business mindset, Jaylen Brown is making a lot of money. So if you got 2 superstars that's at a max cap, they sign max contracts and extensions, I can understand why you need more money to build. Especially if you're trading for Paul George, who probably has a good 4 years left in the league. But with a talent like Jaylen Brown, I wouldn't let that shit go. I'm gonna be real. I wouldn't let that shit go. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I would not let Jaylen Brown go for too many niggas. Another trade that seemed kind of strange to me is this Ja Morant trade. The Portland Trail Blazers now have 4 or 5 point guards. Now, with me saying all that, and they all small guards. I want to see how they're going to manage to rotate these niggas. Personally, if I were the Trailblazers, I would have tried to get Jaylen Brown. And if I was the Trailblazers front office, I would have tried to package up either Drew Holiday or Scoot Henderson and somebody else. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or Jaylen Brown, because then that'll be an equal trade. You're getting somebody like Drew Holiday who can play both sides of the ball elitely. And Drew Holiday is an actual scorer. He just had to learn how to be an elite defender in the league. And like I said, he became elite at it. But he's naturally a scorer. Drew Holiday is that nigga. But if I was the Celtics, I would have shot for Drew Holiday and or Scoot Henderson. Especially if I'm finna get if I just got Ja Morant and Damian Lillard is a fucking Portland legend, so I doubt this nigga finna come off the bench. So you got if I know I got Damian Lillard and Ja Morant at my 1 and 2, I'm gonna need somebody like Jaylen Brown to come and be a good forward. You know what I'm saying? But instead of doing that, Portland is up 5 point guards. They have they got Ja Morant, Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday, Scoot Henderson, and one more nigga. So I'm really interested to see what the fuck they gonna do about that or with that. This is another one of the dumbass trades. You know how long it's been since the Charlotte Hornets did shit? The year they pipe up, make it to the to the fucking playoffs, if not close to the playoffs, actually have a winning record and look like a promising future, they trade the 2 most well-known players. They traded both of the faces. They traded LaMelo and Miles Bridges after the year they just had. That is stupid as fuck. Let's be real. Uncle Nipple, that nigga, he's not finna bring as many tickets as LaMelo, and it's safe to say he had the year he had because with him being a great shooter, he's more like a Klay Thompson, like a spot up shooter. When Klay Thompson flourished, what he had an elite guard to feed him the ball. I feel like Khan had that the year that he had because he had LaMelo finding him. Yeah, it's not like it's not like Khan was creating his own shots. He's more so getting open and LaMelo dishing it to him. So I feel like with that system they had, it was really nice. The Hornets organization is full of shit. They're dumb as fuck for making that trade. No way, and I don't even know who the fuck they got in exchange for, bro. I don't know who the fuck. Oh, they got Nas Reed. They got Nas Reed in exchange. So you telling me you got Nas Reed, Nipple, and who else? I personally, with me knowing that everybody in Charlotte is coming to our games to see him, even when they was ass, even when they was guaranteed to lose, the nigga that's selling the tickets is this nigga right here. Cause he just plays really entertaining basketball. Love it or hate it. No way I'm trading that nigga, especially after the year that him and the rest of the Hornets just had. They really look promising. I had money on them, not metaphorical money, nigga. I had high hopes for these niggas. Dumbass trade. I don't agree with that shit whatsoever. DeAndre Ayton, I don't really got much to say about bro ass. Jeremiah Grant, feel like he was part of that John Morant trade. I don't got much to say about bro ass. Brandon Ingram, he was part of that Kawhi trade. I don't got much to say about bro ass. Walker Kelser. I'm gonna try to say this without getting angry. The Jazz before this trade look amazing. You just got the #1 pick. You got Keontae George. They got Laurie Marketing. They got Ace Bailey. And they had Walker Kelser. And they had Jaren Jackson Jr. coming off the bench. Them niggas looked amazing. It's it's not a common notion, but people need to wake their eyes up and realize there are a lot of great players in the NBA. Walker Kelser is one of them. Walker Kelser is really amazing. No way in fuck I would have let that nigga go. And I said I wasn't gonna get mad because I get pissed off every time I think because I'm a Warriors fan until my contract run up, which might be this year, depending on how we utilize our pick that we just got, who just won fucking Summer League MVP. But knowing Steve Kerr, probably not gonna play his ass, but that's neither here nor there. uh I get really angry when I think about the amount of people we could have in the barrier what that prevented us from getting the people we could have had. The past couple years, we could have had Laurie Marketing, could have had Zach LaVine, could have had the Sabonis, could have had Walker Kelser. We could have had we lost talents like Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole. Nigga, we had Ty Jerome. We had Dante DiVincenzo. We had Eric Pascal. We had Kevon Looney. We just traded Quentin Post. Well, he signed somewhere for 30 mil. Who else we had? We failed James Wiseman. Shit like that, man. The Warriors front office is terrible. I feel like they are under the impression that Steph Curry is immortal, which he's not. It's not every day or every 10 years or every 20 years you get to play with the greatest shooter of all time. So if I'm a front office, I got that in my mind. And mentally, I'm going to try my hardest to utilize this nigga as much as I can because he's the greatest shooter of all time. No, non-debatable, set in stone. It's a big gap between him and the second best. Uh, me knowing that, and me knowing that he's on the lower half of his career, the climax of his career, me knowing that he's 38, what he is, 37, 38. I'm trying to utilize this nigga. So before I let anybody like Draymond Green run off the great players that we had, like the niggas I just named, we even had Kevin Durant. Draymond button heads with him, so he got the fuck on. How do you let somebody like Draymond run off all this talent? So now we're in a frenzy, and our starting lineup is damn near the oldest niggas in the league. If we fuck around and get LeBron, the common age of this team is gonna be 36. The average age of the team is gonna be fucking 36. That bothers me. Um, we traded and gave up our entire future rebuilding process youth in order to satisfy Draymond, and I really get angry every time I think about that. Draymond was not worth losing all them niggas I just named. We had some really good players. Really good players. I'm going to be really pissed if Steve Kerr and the Warriors organization don't find a way to let Yaxel, the nigga we just got, they don't find a way to let bro flourish like how he was just doing in the summer league. Shit gonna get rough. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do something. That shit gonna piss me off. And I know I ain't gonna speak it into existence, but based on past events, I don't look at Steve Kerr as wanting to change his fucking game plan because it's in the first time we don't have some great talent. I just want to know how they gonna incorporate him. But this long ass speech I just gave to say the Warriors could have worked some type of deal to get this nigga a great center. Pair him up with Kristaps Porzingis, Steph, Kristaps Porzingis, Walker Kelsey. I don't know if we would have had to trade Jimmy Butler or not, but Steph with any all-star to elite big is a guaranteed championship. But another motherfucker we let slip out our hands. Tyler Hero trade, I don't feel negatively about that. He from Milwaukee too, if I'm not mistaken, so it'll work out for bro. He probably is gonna shine because it's Milwaukee, so he finna get the recognition he need. Bobby Portis, I like that. The Heat are gonna be a sleeper. Heat are gonna be a real sleeper. They're gonna be extremely dangerous, and if they get LeBron, oh fuck. Chris Murray, alright. Nas Reed already gave my opinion on that. Yame Yaquez Jr. The Bucks got potential. I just want to see what they're gonna do with that potential. Khalil Ware, I don't feel negatively about that trade. Josh Green, don't feel negatively about that trade. Grady Dick, he's now a Clipper. We're gonna have to see what happens. I don't know that last nigga. But we got to see what happens, man. So far the NBA, and it's probably plenty more, but so far the NBA's fucking it's been one of the wildest off seasons we don't seen in a while, man. So I'm really, and not to mention this rookie class is probably the best rookie class we done had in a while. Last year I said it was last year's class. This class is better than last year's class. I didn't think it was gonna be that easy. My homie, he pointed that shit out before that shit happened. I was like, I gotta see. Nah, I see. It looks like every pick in this draft is a certified bucket. Hopefully they don't get hold. Hopefully they get the minutes they deserve because I really want to see it. And I feel like next season is going to be really fucking entertaining. Be real. Um, we gonna close out with the Spider-Man trailer. Do I want to do that? Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go